Hello viewers, you are welcome to my channel, Plantain's Adventures to the Grassroots. I am a Cameroonian uprising YouTuber and I want to take you to an amazing adventure. Have you ever imagined that you can use banana fibers to produce sanitary eco pads? This is mind-blowing. We grow bananas, we grow plantains, but when we harvest them and eat, what becomes of the stems? And I want to take you to an amazing lady, a Cameroonian who left America and came to Cameroon to start a company that produces sanitary eco pads for girls using banana fibers. Please, if you are new to my channel, do me a favor to subscribe, share this video, like, and don't forget to drop your comments. I am Farmer, no future. Hello viewers, I'm finally here to meet this amazing lady and nice meeting you, ma'am.
Nice meeting you.
My name is Farmer Tanto. I'm a grassroots activist. I'm a farmer and environmentalist. So who are you and where do you come from?
My name is Marie Claire Kuja. I come from Plantain, but I live in the US.
Wow, you live in the US?
Yes.
So for how long have you been in the US?
For more than 20 years.
More than 20 years?
Yes.
This is unbelievable. And I learned you decided to come home to start an initiative to produce sanitary pads for young girls using banana fibers. So what really motivated you?
Actually, I started this company out of empathy.
Okay.
Because when I was growing up as a little girl, I didn't have sanitary pads to use. And when I went to secondary school, I realized that many girls, especially from rural communities, were not having sanitary pads as well.
Okay.
And I had to manage my period throughout my stay in Cameroon using rags and many dirty things, that were not really good for my health. And so many years later, I had a scholarship to study in the US. And when I got to the US, I realized that sanitary pads was not really an issue to girls over there. And menstruation was not much of a taboo, So I actually used my first sanitary pads when I was 28 years old, already studying in the US, and that really bothered me. And the first night I used sanitary pads, I asked myself a question: what about the girls you left behind? And that became a question that would nag for so many years. And so when I became a nurse and was working in New York, the question was just there. That was a decade later, and I decided to do something about it, to create a solution for girls here in Cameroon, especially in rural communities, that will be able to have affordable sanitary pads at all times.
Wow. So now what is so amazing, what surprises me is that I am a farmer and I grow bananas and I grow plantains, but I've never ever imagined that I could use banana fibers to design sanitary pads. So how did you come about using banana fibers? Did you do any formal training for that, or you just got up and did your personal research and started using banana fibers?
Yeah, when the idea of helping girls came to mind, I started a self-funded project, Kuja Pads Initiative, where I was buying pads from New York and bringing and donating to girls in schools here in Cameroon. However, that project was not sustainable. Then in 2016, I launched yet another project to amass 1 million pads by the year 2020 to support more girls. These two projects were really great projects, but they were not sustainable because many people from around the world started donating pads, but the cost of shipping pads either from the US or Europe to Cameroon was overwhelming, and so they were not sustainable. So I started Kuja Eco Pads based on the premise that donated products are not sustainable, but a marketable approach would be long-lasting. And so I had a mentor in India who was working on sanitary pads. He helped me on how to make pads. However, I learned that during research, mainstream pads or pads made with pork have a lot of chemicals, and I didn't want to bring that to my sisters here in Cameroon. So I researched further to find a product, to create a product that will be natural, will be good for the environment and for women's body. So during my research, I read in a magazine in New York Public Library that the Japanese women of the 18th century had used banana stem fibers to hold menstrual blood. And so that was where the inspiration came from. So I started doing my research and testing in different labs and realized that it absorbs 8 times more than mainstream pads. It's natural, it contains no chemicals, and it's just the most beautiful thing because when women use those pads, they don't have any rashes, and they also biodegrade within 6 months of disposal into landfills.
Wow, this is mind-blowing. So what are the advantages of the Kuja Eco pads compared to mainstream pads?
Okay, Kuja Eco pads, like I said earlier, contains no chemicals at all. All our processes are natural, and then we have 4 stages of sterilization where we sterilize the pads to make sure that when women use them, we don't have any problems. And then we also have some natural herbal leaves that we add in, we put in the pads to make sure that it prevents bacteria from forming during menstruation. And then these pads also help to reduce pains that women face during menstrual periods. And because they don't have any chemicals, girls don't have irritations, you know, the irritations that they have when they use the other pads. And then for the environment, the pads biodegrade within 6 months because they are completely made from natural products. Unlike mainstream pads, which takes 500 to 800 years to decompose because of the plastic and the other chemicals that are added into those pads. You know, mainstream pads are made up of 99% plastic, which is a hazard to the body and to the environment.
Yeah, I know. So now, when you came home to start this project, I understand when you're starting something is not always that very easy. Did you encounter any problems, any difficulties, any challenges along the line?
Yeah, we have encountered thousands of challenges, you know, from financial difficulties, from the crisis here in the Northwest region. As you can see, we operate in my living room because the war came too close that we had to move from the original center we had. So we currently working here while we are waiting for our new center to be finished, for the construction to be finished. And we've had problems with workers being displaced from their homes due to the crisis. We've had difficulties accessing funding because we are in the Northwest region, and especially in Cameroon, crisis funding is very difficult to come by for small and medium-sized enterprises. So we've really had a lot of challenges. And then in the community, many people don't really understand what I'm doing, or they didn't understand what I'm doing, but now they are beginning to understand because they begin to see the parts. You know, when I first came, they called me that crazy woman from America, who has left her job and is wheeling banana stems around the village, you know, because they really didn't understand what I was doing. But now they begin to see they see the physical product and they begin to appreciate it. You know, and it's difficult to adapt in Cameroon, you know, having been in the US for a long time, but I'm trying.
Wow, at least home is always home,
right?
You know? So now, do you have some samples that you can show us and show our audience to see?
I have them here, very beautifully packaged. And as you can see.
Wow. This is beautiful, you know. This is Kuja Eco Pads, made in Bamenda, Cameroon, biodegradable. This is unbelievable, 100% biodegradable.
Right.
Wow. Now, Marie Claire Kuja, so what successes have you recorded so far?
Actually, we've had a couple of awards, both nationally and internationally. But the one I'm really most excited about is the recent one, which is the Commonwealth Awards for Innovations, where I was selected amongst many applicants.
Oh my goodness.
I was selected among 15 winners from around the world.
Wow. The Commonwealth Secretary General Innovation for Sustainable Development Awards. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. So you can see what persistence can lead you to.
Right.
So how many of you applied for this award?
I heard thousands of people. I don't really know the exact number, but I heard it was thousands.
And how
Up to
many?
almost 10,000 applicants. And
Okay.
15 were selected from the 54 Commonwealth countries.
Wow.
And I was selected from Cameroon.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
So did you travel to UK to receive this award, or how did it get to you?
It was mailed to me because of the current pandemic.
Okay.
We were not able to go this year, but probably at another time when there's no pandemic, all the winners will be invited to the UK.
Wow.
Right.
I believe this is just the beginning, and more is still on the way.
We hope so.
That's right. So now, Marie Claire Kuja, what will you advise, like those in the diaspora who really wish to come back home to start initiative like what you have just started, but they are afraid, they are scared, So what would be your advice to them?
Well, my advice to people in the diaspora who want to start something back home and they are scared is that they should not let fear to kill their dreams. There's a Chinese proverb which says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Another best time to plant a tree is now. So I really encourage anyone who have any dream and wants to start but is afraid to leave that fear alone, because fear is something that can really cripple you and make you to die with a lot of gifts that God has blessed you with. So I really encourage you from the diaspora or even here in Cameroon who want to start something to have the courage and pray and start. Because if you don't start, you will never know if it's going to work or it's not going to work. You only know all the challenges and be able to beat those challenges when you're already doing it. I have faced so much. I didn't come from America today because I had all the money. I didn't have all the funding, but I took a leap of faith and started. And within the past 5 years that I started, I've faced challenges that I cannot even start counting here. But by the grace of God, He has blessed me with persistence. He has blessed me with courage. And I just keep going and believing that the best is yet to come. And it's just because of that persistence and because I have the interest of women and girls at heart, because of the passion I have, I just keep going and putting God first. So I just believe that people, if you start and put God first, you will always win.
That's right. That's right. To those of you in the diaspora, I studied in Wisconsin as well. I studied in the United States and I've been to almost half of the United States. But I choose to always come back home because home needs us and we need to give back. And that is why we are out here to encourage initiatives like Marie Claire Kuja. The world needs to see what we are doing. And believe me, there are thousands of unseen hands ready to come to your rescue to scale this vision ahead.
Thank you.
It was nice talking to you, Marie Claire Kuja. I hope in the subsequent weeks to come, I'm going to visit you in your farm to see how you harvest these banana fibers and how you process it to come out with the Kuja Eco Parts.
Okay.
So we're encouraging local materials. We're encouraging a homemade products. And to our girls, we'll be able to see how we can encourage them and sensitize young girls to use the Kuja Eco Part. This will break the menstrual taboo that young girls face in our schools, in our villages, in our communities, and it is going to boost their self-esteem. Kudos to Marie Kuja Eco Parts.
Thank you for coming.